something that I do on my channel that I would not dare do with a client's channel. Listen, I am in marketing, and if I hire myself to look at my channel, I would probably fire myself. Today, we're going to talk about the mistakes that I'm making on my channel as a small creator that you are probably making. And hopefully you can learn from my mistakes and we can come up with a better strategy to grow our channels here in 2026. Hello, do you want to be in the video? You want this. You cannot have this. It's not your toy. It's not your toy. So I have been in marketing for the past almost 2 decades, everything from events to digital marketing, different types of companies. And look, if I hire myself and I gave myself my channel and I was like, do something with this, I would be like, what the heck are you doing? Because when we get it, oh my gosh, can I talk? Can I talk? One of the things that affects small channels particularly is our mindset. And so today we're going to talk about a few of the things that I'm doing specifically with my channel. And it could be probably some of the mistakes that you're making yourself. And hopefully we can learn and grow from that. So before we get too far, let's talk about the number one thing that affects most of us small channels when we start creating YouTube videos. And that is our mindset. And what I mean by that is, as a marketer, is very easy for me to objectively look at another person's company and come up with a growth strategy. But when it comes to our own, what are you doing? I told you I was filming a quick video. I'll see you in a few minutes.
Did you lock the door? Because it's not.
No, I didn't lock the door. I didn't think I needed to lock the door. Take 2. Okay. So what I was saying is that it is easy to objectively look at another company or a brand and come up with a strategy for them because we're not emotionally attached. What happens is when we start our own projects, it's easy for us to feel like it's more of a passion project and we don't look at it as a business, right? So that is the number one mentality shift that needs to happen for your YouTube channel to grow. When we approach YouTube as a passion project and we do all these different things, right? It takes a little longer. So it's not that it won't happen. It's just that it takes a little longer for you to figure out what you're comfortable with and then also what people will watch from you. So for me, I started my channel about 3 years ago with the purpose of it being a mom lifestyle, clean with me, shop with me, organize with me type of content. And the main reason for me to want to do that is because being a stay-at-home mom was something that I feel like I never mastered, right? So I worked since I was 17 years old and I've always worked outside of the home. I've always had multiple jobs and I never mastered kind of like the home life of being the person that, organizes for the season and has a cleaning schedule and all these things. And so that was something that I really enjoyed and wanted to do. But at the same time, I don't particularly enjoy filming all the time. And I also really like my privacy at home. So it was kind of a hard mesh of wants there to want to be private in my home, but then also want to create a channel about my home. So the two kind of collided and it became a little bit harder for me to do certain things because my mindset wasn't there. But that doesn't mean that it isn't something that I'm passionate about. If I was being fully and completely honest, I would love to create a sort of community where burned out moms who have gone through more than they can even put into words, right? Whether it's with medically issues with children, with aging parents, just feeling burned out of corporate in general and feeling like they don't want to rush through life. Before my daughter got sick, I spent almost every week, I wish that there was a day in between the days so that I can get all the things that I wanted to get done, because I had this idea that I had to work in corporate and I always felt like I needed to do a little more than somebody else. And a lot of these things come from my mindset, how I grew up. I have to kind of explore those limiting beliefs so that we can become the person that we are called to be. If I was looking at my channel as a analytical marketer, the first thing that I would look at is obviously our data. And the first thing that my data is going to tell me is that I don't have enough data. So you may be feeling like this, right? Like you posted a couple of videos and things are not quite moving the needle. You need to have an average of over 100 videos really before you can start developing the patterns. And I've had a few outlier videos. I truly wish that this becomes one of them. So if you're watching this and it makes a difference into how you approach your channel, I would love to have you come back and check out some more of my other videos. But with my outliers, again, going back to how I felt, the number one video that year after year actually continues to bring people in is my wardrobe capsule videos for apple shaped bodies. And the crazy thing is, when I went completely off of YouTube I didn't post a video for over a year or so, that video continued to get views and continue to bring subscribers in. It's something that, at the time, I still think that it's a great subject for me to explore because it's something that people are interested in. And when I look at the actual video itself, the footage isn't all that great. Like I look at it now and I'm like, oh my gosh, I am so much better at editing or filming, et cetera, et cetera. That video still got over 17,000 views. For somebody who has such a small channel, that is over 100% multiplier outlier. And then the next few videos that did really well for my channel, I have a short on crocheting sleeves, and that became a big thing, and that continues to be one of my most commented on shorts where people want to know how I did it. So again, if I'm looking at this, I would say, hey, you need to exploit those particular subjects because people are coming to you for that. You are kind of stuck. Please look at any of your videos that you feel like are outliers. Continue to explore that subject. And that would be a way for us to kind of grow out of the stagnant situation that we're in. And obviously, I know it's no secret that if you are watching this video, I'm assuming the algorithm brought you to me because you are looking for ways to grow on YouTube. You know that the requirements for small channels have changed. So it feels like we're on this race to get our 4,000 views and 1,000 subscribers before the change in February. And I think that if this is something that you really want, then you need to just kind of stick to it and figure out what are the best ways for you to get more content out. Okay, so future editing Layla here. That was a long roundabout way of saying create more of the content that people want to see. Going back to my marketing background, something that I do on my channel that I would not dare do with a client's channel is I post willy-nilly. Like I have an idea of something that I want to do and I create it and then I spend, 6-7 hours editing. And by the time I'm done, I'm over it. When it comes to client work, I would never operate from a place of burnout. The first thing that I would do is create some sort of template or guidelines to how the things that we're going to do are going to be systemized so that we can continue to replicate it video after video. One of the things that would be very helpful before you, I'm totally okay with let's just post and move forward. But at the same time, create a system for yourself that will allow you to make videos faster. Create your brand template. Have a general idea of what you want your videos to feel like, right? And then have a sort of template for your short form videos and then for your long form videos so that when you sit down to edit, each time you follow the same system. So have questions designated for how you want your thumbnail to look and feel. And remember, this isn't about us at all. Again, what are we providing to the people who are potentially watching our videos? The only way that you're going to get more views is to get more videos out there and potentially have one of your videos pop off. Being in that messy middle, I think that's one of the things that have held me back the most, or being vulnerable or showing a part of myself that, I try to keep hidden. Like I always try to be the person who has it all together when I really don't. And I think it's kind of interesting that I chose a niche where I'm like cleaning and organizing and decluttering and doing all these things when these are things that I struggle with so much in real life. And for someone who is perceived as calm and having it all together and all these other great qualities that I wish to have that people tell me all the time, for that to be kind of where I land is, I think it's kind of interesting. And it just shows how, working through our, we don't want to call it trauma, but like our trauma or our limiting beliefs is really the answer to how we grow as people on earth. So I purposely want to make this super short and very unedited. Let me know if any of these themes resonate with you, that you'll come back for the content that I am trying to grow on. But I also let me know if this type of video kind of motivation, we're just talking about YouTube growth in general or marketing, helps you. And maybe we can, and maybe I can just kind of get over that feeling of like I need to know more before I can share with you guys. Because in reality, it doesn't matter how much I know about SEO or how to make your videos pop if I'm not taking my own advice. So I hope that you have a beautiful day creating, and I hope to see you on our next video.